Hello everyone, welcome back to Mama in the Kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make taboula. So I'm going to start off by showing you the ingredients. Over here we have 3 bunches of parsley. We have 1 heart of romaine lettuce. We also have 3 tomatoes and 3 lemons. You also need 6 green onions. And then you need 2 teaspoons of salt, 1/3 of a cup of oil, 3 tablespoons of dry mint, and 1 cup of drizzle. And now we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first step is going to be removing the parsley off of the stems. You're going to go ahead and do that to all 3 bunches of parsley. And then after doing that, we're going to wash it, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so after removing the parsley off the stems, we're going to go ahead and rinse it with water, and we're going to dump the water out. Now we're going to repeat this 2 or 3 times, and then the last time we're going to put it in a strainer, and I'll show you when we do that. After rinsing 3 times, now we're going to go ahead and strain the parsley, and then we're going to squeeze the water out, and I'll show you how to do that. So now it's been straining for about 5 minutes, and the next step is to squeeze your parsley and get as much water out as possible, and then just place it in a bowl, and you're going to do that to all the parsley. Okay, so after squeezing the water out of the parsley, we're going to go ahead and add it to our food processor. You're going to fill your food processor 2/3 or halfway. You don't want to fill it up all the way, and then you're going to turn it on for 20 seconds, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. Okay, so this is what you want your parsley to look like. You're going to go ahead and repeat the same thing until you finish all your parsley. So now we're going to go ahead and do our second batch. This is what the 3 bunches of parsley would look like once they're all chopped. And now we're going to go ahead and rinse out our drizzle, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and rinse out our drizzle. You can use either wheat or white drizzle as long as it's the fine grain type. So after rinsing it out, you're going to dump out the water. You're going to rinse it out a few times, and then the last time you rinse it out, you're actually going to leave some of the water inside, just enough to cover, and you're going to set it aside for 15 minutes, and the drizzle is actually going to soak it up. So you just want to leave a tiny bit, just enough to barely cover the top. This is the amount of water that you want to leave on your drizzle. And now we're going to go ahead and just let it soak together for 15 to 20 minutes, and it's actually going to soak it up, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so while soaking our drizzle, we're going to go ahead and start cutting our tomatoes. We're going to first slice them like this, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so after slicing your tomatoes into thin slices, you're just going to go ahead and cut your tomatoes vertically like this, and then you're actually going to cut them into small squares, and this is how small you want them to be. After cutting 2 of your tomatoes, we're actually going to be peeling the peel off the last tomato before we cut it up. So you want to keep this peel. We're going to be transforming it into a flour, and I'm going to show you how to do that, and it'll add a little bit of a touch to the end result of the taboula. Okay, so once you get the peel off, you're just going to go ahead and cut the last tomato the same way you did with the first 2. You're going to cut it into thin slices, and then horizontally, and then into small little squares. So after cutting the tomatoes, you're just going to go ahead and put them on top of the parsley that you've already chopped. And this is how small you want the tomato pieces to be. Next up is to cut up your green onions. We've already washed them, and you're just going to cut them down the middle like this. So for each bunch of parsley, you're going to need 2 green onions. And after cutting them down the middle, you're just going to cut them down very, very, very finely, as small as you can. So this is the size you want your green onions to be after being chopped. So now we're actually going to go ahead and add the dry mint. We're going to be adding 3 tablespoons of dry mint. Okay, so after adding our mint, we're going to go ahead and drizzle 1/3 of a cup of olive oil onto our parsley mixture. After adding the olive oil, we're going to go ahead and add the juice of 3 lemons. So you're going to squeeze the juice of the lemons, and you're just going to go ahead and add that to your parsley too. And then we're going to go ahead and add the drizzle. Now, the water got soaked up by the drizzle, so that's why the water is no longer there. You're not going to go ahead and pour the water out. The drizzle is going to soak it up, and that's how it looks like after 15 minutes. And then you're just going to mix everything in very well together. This is what it would look like after adding the drizzle. Now we're going to add 2 teaspoons of salt, and we're also going to mix that in very well. Okay, so after mixing in your salt, you're just going to go ahead and add 8 pieces of romaine. This is just to make it look nicer, and it actually tastes really good to eat it with the lettuce. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and show you how to make the flour from the tomato peel that we saved earlier. So this is the tomato peel that we saved from earlier. So you're just going to pretty much tuck in the first end and go in circular motions, and you're going to keep going in circular motions until you get to the other end. And then you're just going to add it to the middle of your taboula, and it'll just give it a nicer presentation. And it looks really pretty that way. So this is the end of the taboula. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment below what you would like to see next. Thank you for watching.